I don't know what I'm doing. It's been around 18 months, nearly-ish, since I last did anything like this. The reason why it's been so long, videos was one of those things that is typical of me. I start doing it, I convince myself, yeah, I'm not too bad at doing this. And the more that I do it, I start like picking holes in things and going, this is a bit pants, oh that was a bit rubbish, don't like the way you said that word. And then they just kind of stopped really. As some of you may have seen on Instagram or on the Facebook page, I did a Instagram challenge, is what the kids call it, I think, called Fortissimo February. Which basically, for every day in February, there was a theme. You had to put a picture to represent that theme. And one of the themes was one project that you really enjoyed working on. And that was the YouTube video. And the response to that post of, oh, I'm thinking about getting back into doing YouTube videos again, was a lot more positive than I thought it was going to. There's been quite a few people that have been sort of encouraging me, shall we say, to do it. Some a little bit more forceful than others, you know who you are. So I'm doing it, I'm here, I'm doing it, I'm making the video, I'm doing it, okay? I kind of like feel like I've given myself a really big build up with that intro. It's very dramatic, which is very much like me. I felt like I needed something that was a little bit more rocky and a bit more cool and a bit less pants. The theme for this video is going to be highlights of like what's happened over the last 18 months since I last made a video that's been like the main events for me. It was so difficult to narrow down the highlights from like the last year or so. So obviously the first one was stepping back into banding. The fact that I could say I was doing it, the fact that I was back in a band, I was signed with a band, I was turning up to rehearsals twice a week, I had test pieces to sink my teeth into. I felt like me again, which sounds bizarre, but I did, and I didn't realise how much I actually missed it until I came back into band and was like, how did I go without this for over a year? Like, how? So the second one is actually on this YouTube channel, if you want to go and watch it, was my performance to Children of Sanchez. Now this is not me being big-headed and going, oh, it was so good. No, I can still poke holes in it, I'm still very good at doing that. For those of you who maybe have read my story on the blog of what happened and maybe some of the videos that I posted before that kind of explain the mindset I was in and sort of mental health battle I had, being able to stand up and play like that is something I never thought I'd be able to hack again. And to play a piece like that, I've been longing to play that piece since I first heard it when I was about 15. And it's a piece that, like, for years I never thought I'd be able to play. And for some people, yeah, you might get it out and think it's dead easy, but for me, I'm not a particularly technical player. It takes a lot of practice for me to do anything technical. My brain just isn't wired that way. That was probably one of the best solo performances I've ever put out there. It was one of the performances that I was just so grateful that it happened, because it was just kind of, it started the ball rolling of, maybe I can actually do this. Because even like when I came back in January, there was that doubt in mind of, can I do this? I don't know if I can do this. Whereas when I came off stage at Sanchez and like the days afterwards, I was like, yeah, maybe I can actually do this. Like, stop talking yourself down, you can actually do it. It did feel good. It was like a childhood dream accomplished, playing that piece. I mean, it is a cool piece, you can't deny it. It's very cool. So in a similar vein, the next one was the Spring Festival last year. And it's all to do with like believing I can do it. I'm not really sure if I can do it. And even at this point, this was May, so this was like 5 months after I've stepped back in again. This is a common theme, by the way. Like, I'm not so much, when I was younger, I was more critical when I came off stage, oh, well, that could have been better. But the self-belief going on stage wasn't too bad. Whereas nowadays, still a little bit critical coming off stage, but I've got better at that. I'm a bit more forgiving now. We're playing Triumphant Rhapsody. That has quite a substantial flute solo in it. Thank you, Gilbert Vinter. And it didn't help that I did forget my glasses and had to run the full length of the Winter Gardens and back again minutes before we were due to go on stage to get my glasses. So my heart was already going, but by the time we sat on stage, my performance anxiety had kicked in. So I was like, I wasn't only having a really rapid heartbeat, I had the shakes. So I had to come in with this delicate pianissimo or piano, whatever it is, solo. It was so quiet. But if you closed your eyes and didn't see me looking like I was sat on a washing machine, you would think that I was playing it completely normal. My head was vibrating, but the sound that came out was perfectly fine. It was just a bit weird. It was really good to just kind of prove to myself that yes, I've got this added issue now of struggling with quite bad anxiety from time to time. 18 months ago, it was really interfering with my playing. It's not interfering with your playing anymore, and you're actually doing all right. The next one was obviously Whit Friday. Those of you who know me or have been watching any of my socials or whatever, or heard me talk about Whit Friday, I was gutted that I missed Whit Friday when I had my wobble and wasn't quite well enough to play, because it's one of my favourite things in the banding calendar. You can forget your national finals, whatever. Whit Friday for me is just the best. It's my favourite thing to do with banding. So like last year when I could go and I was there, I took full advantage and I thought it was fab. It was just, again, it was just one of the best Whit Fridays I've ever had, just because of everything that had happened before and how much it meant. And Ecclesborough know how to do Whit Friday well, so that was a lot of fun. So the next two were with Freckleton Band. The first one is when I was helping them out for Rochdale contest last year, and we played Paganini, which is one of my all-time favourite brass band pieces. They quite honestly don't write them like that anymore. You can say what you want. There's very, very, very few modern pieces I find that is written with so much, I don't want to say class because that's rude, but they're not pieces that are trying to be clever, they're pieces that are trying to be musical, and that is where the test is. There's a lot of technical playing in it, but it's also incredibly musical. Again, those of you who read the blog will know I had a bet with a certain salt player that I won, which was great. Winning is great, I enjoy winning. I enjoy being right, it's fun. When the prize is a pint, yeah, that was a good win that day. And that particular sock player got a little bit more out of that bet than he was bargaining for, because he is now my other half. What a lucky boy. Final highlight is an amalgamation of 3 contests. Yes, I've already done 3 contests. It's March. It started off with a win with Eccles. It was my last contest with the band. And to go to Butlins and win it was great. I mean, regardless, it would have been an amazing weekend, but to leave on a win made me so happy. It was just great, and the camaraderie with that band, even though I'm not in the same band, like they came running up to me at the area and we wished each other good luck, and that friendship is still there, and it shows that even if you do move to another band, you can still be friends with that person. It's a thing that exists. And that was just, I was a mess. When that result was announced that we come first, I was an absolute mess. And then finally the Warrington and area contest this year, which were 2 quite big deals for me, to be fair. And I had extraordinary wobbles at both of them of convincing myself I couldn't do it. But both times coming off stage, I just feel like I am pretty much back to the player that I used to be, which is something I never thought I'd say, and I know it's incredibly soppy and I'm gonna shut up about it now. So yeah, that's where we're up to. And in terms of this channel, I don't know. I've got quite a few ideas of what I'm going to do with it. As always, if you've got any ideas, or there's something you want me to talk about, or there's something you want me to cover in the banding world, let me know, please, because I'm going to run out of ideas eventually. The kind of thing I'm thinking of doing is sort of like this kind of thing, chatting about banding and things to do with banding, maybe some advice things, and sort of vlogging my banding adventures like I was doing in the previous videos. But yeah, I've done it. I can say I've done it now, and I've got no excuse not to carry on doing it. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please come back. The next video will be far more organised. So yeah, I will see you next time.